It's the second to last day of school. LeBron James walking into Crypto.com Arena for Game 81 after leading the Lakers to a win in the Bay Thursday night. Austin Reaves also in the building. Good to see him with the team as he recovers from that oblique injury. Lakers going for their 52nd win, which would be the most since 2020, taking on the Phoenix Suns in 1 hour. Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, brought to you by Mercury Insurance. Chris McGee, Robert Ory, James Worthy. We got Allie and Mike Trudell down at the arena. Rob, a lot has happened since you went to Japan. So welcome back. Going to need a little bit of that sunshine that you always bring. How you been?
I'm blessed, man. I'm just happy to be back with the fellas.
Did you have a nice trip?
Yes, I did. Yes.
A lot of good food?
A lot of good sushi, a lot of good blossoms. I felt like I was in a movie. I was walking down this road, the cherry blossoms just falling, but I didn't have a camera out or videotaping, so I missed that moment.
Did you take a lot of pictures? Were people taking a lot of pictures of you, like, oh, come on, just random? No?
No.
Huh.
They were too busy taking pictures of the blossoms.
Of the blossoms,
yes.
Huh? Yeah. Can I see one other question before we get going?
Yeah.
Did you ever touch your wallet?
Heck no.
Okay,
What's wrong with you?
That's the kind of trip we like, Robert Ory.
My question, was any of the brothers walking around on the street? Did you see any of the brothers walking around?
Actually, I did.
I had that same question.
I saw a couple more, yeah. Oh, okay. You know, Japan is for anime. A lot of people go just for the anime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Were you the tallest guy you saw?
Yes.
Okay. 2 games remain in the regular season as we take a mandatory look, at the Western Conference standings. Right now, the Thunder and the Nuggets are playing basketball. The Thunder are sitting 10 guys, or 9. The Nuggets are sitting, they're starting 5. Nuggets were up 8 last I checked. Rockets and T-Wolves will be squaring off later. All of these games matter because the Nuggets, Lakers, and Rockets are fighting for 3, 4, and 5. By the way, the Clippers play the Trailblazers tonight. The winner of that will have the 8th seed with 1 game left in the regular season. So, before we get to the matchup tonight with the Suns, I want to look back to last night with the win over Golden State. Both teams shorthanded, no Steph Curry, no Luka, no AR, obviously, no Smart, no Jackson Hayes. A lot of guys missing for both teams. But LeBron led the way. Big game, 12 first quarter points. He was 11 of 17, ended up 26. He had the 8 rebounds, the 11 assists. There were dunks, shots off the glass, threes. He did it all last night.
LeBron did, as he usually does. You know, we knew he had to come out and lead this team without Austin and Luka, and he did just that. But I was very proud of the effort the rest of the guys put out last night. You know, they had been trending in the right direction until these injuries, really until the Oklahoma loss in Oklahoma. But after the injuries, you know, before that, we talked about how they liked each other and how they, you know, play well together. And I think that came out in the game last night. Jake LaRavia, Ayton showed up, Rui, you know, led by LeBron. So I think, you know, they fared well, and they got to do it again tonight.
Yeah, as I was watching that game, I was like, okay, this is what we want. We want to go out and beat a team like this, because we've been in the past where we had opportunities to beat teams that were shorthanded and we didn't. And this is a key moment because you think about it, they fight for 3 or 4, you know, 4 or 5. Who knows, right? Mm-hmm. And so you got to get the wins, and you got to make sure you get a rhythm, because now you know how, knowing if AR or Luka going to get back, rhythm is the most important thing down the stretch. And if you get a good rhythm without those 2 guys, who knows what you can do in the rounds that you have to play in.
All right, guys, as we head over to Crypto.com Arena, Lakers reporter Mike Trudell is standing by with more. What's up, Mike?
Hey guys, great to see you as always, and welcome downtown. And as you guys just talked about it, yes, Phoenix has a couple of their key guys out, but the Lakers have 3 of their key rotation players out. That obviously starts with Luka and Austin Reaves, and then we know Jackson Hayes also not going to play tonight. But they are getting Marcus Smart back. That's some of the best news, and we will talk about that with JJ Redick in a second. The first question, though, guys, that I asked him was about Luka-AR. We know he came out of last night's game in Golden State, in which he played very well once again. A little bit banged up with a finger. So we start there with JJ, then get to Marcus Smart ahead of this matchup against the Suns.
He's got a little bit of swelling, just kind of hyperextended it, and he'll be as tolerated. He's going to go do his shooting here in a little bit and see how he feels.
I mean, good thing you could just lean into his playmaking.
Right.
not
You
have to shoot, right?
just tell him to pass the ball.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, that's been working.
Yeah.
And then with Marcus Smart obviously being off the injury report, what's the progress been, and what kind of difference could he make for, I guess, not playing since the 21st?
Yeah, we're excited to get him back. For all the reasons I've talked about over the last week. He's been pretty diligent, since he's been able to get back on the court. And again, we thought we were going to get him back sooner. There was a little bit of increased soreness towards the end of last week, and so we wanted to be precautionary with that. And so I think he feels good. He's ready to go. We'll have him on a minutes restriction tonight, and then we'll be able to ramp him up a little bit more on Sunday.
JJ, is it Luke's pinky on his left finger? Do you know which finger it is?
Finger.
It's just one of them? One of the 5? Okay.
It's a finger.
Okay, so we know that it's a finger, not being super specific there. Okay, Geeter, by the way, as somebody that checks the standings just about as much as I do, and maybe more than 2 other human beings in the rest of the city, Denver's trying to mess with us now, right? So they sat a bunch of guys after OKC said they were sitting a bunch of guys, and then so are they trying to win? Are they trying to get out of the 3 seed, but then they're up after the first quarter? So still, that brings it back in all these permutations, right, about who the Lakers' opponent could be. Thought it was looking like Houston. Now if they get to 3, still could be Minnesota. There's one circumstance where it could be Denver. So just stay tuned tonight, all right? We're going to be on top of it. We've been talking to Billy Mack. He's all over it. That will be known, at least at the end of tonight. We will know a lot better, but we're not going to actually know until Sunday, all right? The last possible day, how all of these things are going to work out. So all they can focus on, Geeter, trying to beat the Suns tonight.
Yeah, 34-27 at the end of the quarter, Mike, was what I last saw. Denver is up, and like you said, a lot of guys sitting. And then also, Anthony Edwards is playing tonight, but is he on a minutes restriction? But then everyone else is out. So,
Well, no, so McDaniel's going to play, but then no Gobert and no Randall. So then what are they doing? Does it matter because they're the 6th seed? Yeah, a lot of stuff going on, but Houston probably still favored to win that game. So we shall see.
Just win games. That's what we're going to do, Mike. That's all we got to do. As Rob said, we take care of our side of the building. Thank you, Mike Trudell. Appreciate that. So injury report, as Mike Trudell just broke down. Marcus Smart is in. Luke Kennard, the swelling in the finger, but he is available. Jackson Hayes is out. Jalen Green is questionable. Devin Booker is out. So after missing 9 games, Rob, Marcus Smart will return to the lineup. Not only does that help your defense tremendously, but it gives the Lakers a much-needed ball handler and playmaker outside of LeBron and the great job that Luke Kennard has done. And he organizes your offense. So you're getting a big piece back.
Yeah, you get a great piece back. And the one thing that I didn't really know about Marcus Smart until this season was he handles the ball a lot. I never thought he was a point guard. I thought maybe he was a 2 guard, but we showed that he can facilitate. And what I like best about this, he is the guy that sparks my guy, number 5, DeAndre Ayton. It seems like when he's in the game with him, he's the one that gets him going, and that's what the Lakers need right now. They need to have him going. But I like the fact that he's a floor general and he can control the defense, and the fact that when you watch him, he's telling people what to do so much. I just love this guy the more I watch him.
Yeah, it sounds weird, but he's knowledge under pressure. Knowledge under pressure. You remember the game that Luke Kennard had the game-winning shot?
Yes, Orlando.
Marcus Smart takes the ball out, and I watched him. He was so patient. He wasn't in a hurry. Same thing, when the game is going on. Rob is right. He does know how to get guys involved, and he knows the importance of Andre Ayton. He also is a shot maker, but his defense. We talk about how could have a poor shooting night and still lead the team in plus minus. So, I mean, he's got LeBron James diving on floor for basketball. So he's that kind of player. He ignites his teammates with his effort and doesn't complain to the referees ever. He just kind of chills. He catches them a couple plays later. He just talks to them like professional. That's what I like about him. Got to be great for the locker room. A good welcome back.
All right, DeAndre Ayton dropped 21 points last night in the win against the Warriors and 4 games against the Suns this season. Ayton's averaging nearly a double-double, 11.5 points, 9 boards against his former team. Plus, it's only been a week, but we already missed the backcourt bromance between Luka Doncic and Austin Reaves. After the break, we'll hear the latest on the Lakers' injured stars from head coach J.J. Redick. Access Sportsnet Lakers is brought to you in part by Carl's Jr. Carl's Jr.'s new Western Bacon Chicken Sandwich with freshly hand-breaded all-white meat and just $5.99 for a limited time. Welcome back to Access Sportsnet. Lakers, Luka and Austin are out for the remainder of the season, but one of the big questions all season was, could the big three work together? Well, the answer is yes, because the Lakers stars are set to make some NBA history this year, becoming the first trio to average at least 20 and 5 in the same season. Time to head to the arena. Check in with Allie Clifton. Hi, Allie. Bay Area last night, here today.
Here today, I am back. I will say, seeing that B-roll rollout going to break and then seeing that full screen right there, I truly want to shed a tear. Also paired with the somber music that's being played inside this arena right now, I think I feel what the team has felt the last week. Just that emotional toll and whiplash, obviously, when absorbing the news of Luka and Austin Reaves that we all are aware of at this point. But I think as much as it is J.J. Redick and his staff, their job to make sure the guys that are available inside that locker room recreate a level of belief with who they have moving forward to make sure they're ready to play. Yes, that is their job, but I also think the one thing that we know about J.J. Redick is also to just check in, communicate, have a pulse and a temp of Austin Reaves and Luka Doncic. Where are their mentals? How are they doing? And there's one thing we do know about J.J. He has done that. Take a listen.
It's been daily check-ins. Spoke with Luka yesterday before we got on the plane. I think he's been in relatively good spirits and really attacking his rehab, as has Austin. And I think for both those guys, there is like a carrot. Do you know what I mean? Like, if we can get this season extended, they can come back and they can play. Those guys love playing basketball. And I think for Luka right now not being with the team, I think is hard. And for Austin right now, being with the team has been good, and being around the guys has been good.
Steve Kerr was just saying that two qualities he really values in players is like a love for the game and also kind of like an ability to make your teammates enjoy to play with you as well.
Yeah.
He singled out Austin as a guy that has both of those qualities. We won't be able to see him for a while, but just what does that look like for you as Austin's coach to see those qualities on display?
I would agree with Steve that Austin has those qualities. His teammates really respect him. And I think some of that is just the journey he's been on to get here, and the skill is very real with him, and his creativity is very real, and he's fun to watch. He's fun to play with. He's fun to coach. He's uber competitive. We talk all the time about like care factor, and his care factor is really, really high.
And I will just leave you with this, whether it's the videos, the pictures, being around the team as we have been all season long, or simply just watching the impact of Luka and Austin when they are out there on the floor. I just kind of lean on what Luke Kennard said just a couple of games ago. As close as this team was, riding the high, 15-2, coming off the month of March, he feels that this may have just brought the team that much closer together, that they want to find a way to extend the season as long as possible, and hopefully the two can help in return and see where this season can ultimately end up when it's all said and done. I do also want to just say it's kind of like a parallel. Us, the team, missing Austin and Luka out there is kind of how I have felt. I don't know about you, Geeter. I don't know about you, Big Game. Over the last week, 2 weeks, it's felt like a month
it's been
without
like a
Robert
month.
Horry
Yeah,
around.
it's been a month.
Yeah. So, Rob, I just want you to let know, I still enjoy having your presence around, and I'm glad that you're back.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us again.
What do you think about that, Rob? She's right. You're gone a long time.
I'm waiting for something to drop out the ceiling because I feel like she's setting me up for something.
No, that's called a compliment, Rob.
I would never. It is a compliment, and I don't give them often, especially to you.
No, she does not.
I agree, Alan.
Thank you, little sis. I wish she was in the studio with us, so thank you, little sis.
No, don't take it that far. I'm glad I'm not in the studio.
Yeah, then I'd be out. What are you talking about?
The days when she used to stand over there.
Rob, just
I
come on.
agree 100%. Don't have to do no more damn 360s anymore.
Big Game did some heavy lifting. And by the way, Brez was working every day, Rob.
I talked to Brez. Brez said thank you for going on vacay so he can handle it.
Well, thanks, Allie. Appreciate
Welcome home,
that.
Rob.
Good work,
Welcome
Allie.
home.
Absolutely.
And by the way, we have not heard from you since the news that AR and Luka would miss the rest of the regular season. No team, Rob, has ever lost 221-plus point scores on the same team right before the NBA playoffs ever, which kind of is a crazy stat. Obviously, it deflated the team for a few days and the fan base, and, you know, they kind of recovered, got that win last night. How do you kind of move on mentally, and what has to be, I don't know, that mindset moving forward? You're professionals, of course, but
it's
you're
crazy.
also human.
Yeah, when I first heard that, I said, April 1st, bingo. You know, I'm like, is this an April Fool's joke? But the thing about this is you have to have guys that step up. You got guys that are capable of stepping up like Rui. Of course, nobody's going to hit 30 like, you know, Luka does, but you can get some of that from LeBron. You can get some of that from Rui. And with AR being out, you're going to have to get that from DA and from Marcus Smart. So you're going to have to just move the basketball. And the one thing that sometimes gets lost in this is team basketball. Luka and AR are like one-man shows. But when you're missing guys like that, that means other guys have to step up. You got to share the basketball. You really have to execute and pay attention to details, because you guys, the other guys, they have a skill set, but not like the skill set these guys have. So it's going to be very important to be locked in and understanding your role and take it to a higher level.
Is there a side of this, James, with players where it's like, and listen, we're not saying Luka and Austin just return in there exactly how they were before with no threat of an injury happening again, but, you know, hey, if we can just hold it down.
Yeah.
Maybe these guys come back, because no one really knows yet.
That's the conversation that you have to have without even knowing if they're coming back. You have to say, look, we take this one practice at a time, one film session at a time, one game at a time. They built up good team chemistry already, as we talked about earlier, over this miraculous record that they had. I don't know, it was 15-2 or something like that, Geeta. But, and they had the guys involved. Hasn't just been, you know, Austin and Luka. They've been the guys that carry most of the load, but there's been Jake LaRavia. There's been, you know, Rui. There's been Marcus Smart. You know, guys coming in, you know, supplying, you know, the extra effort that they need to supply and go with what Luka and LeBron and Austin are doing. So right now, Rob said it. Step up, more shots for Rui. He's a pretty good shooter.
Yeah. Doing a nice job.
And he's got a lot of talent. You know, guys like Jake LaRavia, who hit some threes. You said he was going to hit 3.
He hit 4.
He hit 4. So you see that they're starting to, you know, show themselves and show that's why they're in the NBA.
And also, don't forget, Luka-AR had a triple-double.
Yes, he did.
And so that's you got capable guys.
16 rebounds.
Yeah, you got capable guys of doing it. You just have the opportunity to do it and get your mind right, because if your mind says it, you can do it.
And Rob, one of Rob and my favorite player, Timmy. Timmy coming up.
Timmy, never know. Timmy getting more time.
Yeah.
All right, Dylan Brooks is back in the Suns lineup after missing time with a hand injury. Dylan, the villain, back up his talk, averaging over 25 a game in the last 3 matchups versus the Lakers this season. Plus, LeBron continues to lead the way for the Lakers, and after the break, we'll take a closer look at the West standing as they look to hold it down in the West with 2 games to play.